Good morning, everyone. It's about 6 in the morning. It is day 1 of round 2 of chemo. I know you're thinking, wow, you're up early. And I'm not. I couldn't fall asleep last night. I do this every time, and it's not really because I'm nervous. I just can't sleep. A little update. I got a little bit of hair coming back. Look at that. Which is funny because I have a feeling I'm about to lose it all again. In the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I've gained 17 pounds from my first round of chemo. And unfortunately, it all went to the right place. So, should only be about 5 days. Spent the last few days with some family in town, which was pretty mild. And then some time with my buddy, which was even way more mild. So in case any of you were wondering, this is a day in the life of my first day at chemo, because I don't really remember the first. So I'll back up a little bit. For those that don't know, on January 30th, today is March 22nd for reference, I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. It's not a fun one to be diagnosed with. The story on getting into that is a long one. If anyone cares to hear the video of that, I'll make one. But long story short, I had a very minor surgery for a tonsillectomy, and that turned into a bunch of complications. And I woke up 72 hours later across the state in Denver's ICU. So I don't really remember my first round of chemo that well, which is why I'm making this video. Before my diagnosis on January 22nd, 8 days before, I had my 21st birthday, went to Las Vegas, and really the best way I've been able to get through this whole process is to still live my life how I did beforehand, still go out and hang out with the boys, still work on my house, and kind of do what I was doing before. Went to some auctions, and I've kept myself busy, and that's really kind of helped me up here, because that's most of the battle. My first round in the hospital was much longer than this one's supposed to be. It was just over a month, from January 30th to March 3rd. This is supposed to only last 5 days. It's a lot weaker round of chemo. But I know that there's others going through this, and I know there's a lot of people that know me that have kind of wondered what this looks like, and I'm gonna bring you along because really I have nothing better to do. If there's one thing I can tell you about cancer, is it's the biggest game of hurry up and wait ever. You might be wondering why I'm in a hotel room in Denver, and that's because the hospital can give you a date, but they can't give you a time. And so I was told that they would just call when they were ready for me, and it's 9:30 in the morning. We got the call. So I'm gonna pack this Johnny up, hit the road. When you think about it, it's just like checking into a hotel, except the service is a little slow and the food sucks. This sky ridge here is what's known as the point of no return, because once you're admitted, you're kind of stuck to this unit on this floor. So, well, there she is in all her glory. Pretty much the same room I had last time, except directly across the hall. That also means I think I now have the most expensive penthouse suite in all of Denver. Welcome back, everyone. It is currently 9 p.m. I haven't given you an update in probably 8 hours. And that's because I've been sleeping. I told you that I didn't sleep at all last night, and that actually is a little trick of mine when I start or go through chemo. Is I'll purposely not sleep at night so that by the time I get the chemo, I got it at 4 p.m. today, I'm out. And I don't really have to go through that drastic body change while I'm awake. I just woke up and I'm feeling drastically different. Best way to explain it is just feeling like you got hit by a bus. I got my best friend right here. This is Bertha, my IV cart. And I will be attached to it for the next 5 days straight. This is how they give me the chemotherapy. I'm currently on a 3 or 4 drug cycle. You can see that one there at the top is one of those chemo drugs, and they just continuously pump that in. So the drugs they give you when you do chemotherapy are drugs to attack rapid growing cells like cancer. Cancer repopulates very fast. Something else that is a fast growing cell is your hair. That's why your hair falls out during chemo. But chemo also attacks all of your cells to a certain degree, and it takes your body an immense amount of energy to fight off the chemo, essentially. That's why you feel so tired. And it attacks all the cells in your body, so it attacks literally everything. Your head, the way your hands and feet react, your skin, your legs, your whole body is affected by chemo. And so it's kind of this big drastic change. This one is not nearly as bad so far as the last round of chemo. So for me, my biggest fight in the hospital is fighting boredom. There's not a lot to do. The 2 things you really can do is basically sit here or go walk in circles around the hall. This is actually day 2. I didn't film the rest of the video yesterday, so I'm carrying it over. And the biggest thing I've noticed is that when I sit here, I feel like I'm going through chemo and everything hurts and it sucks. But when I get up and start walking around the unit, I feel kind of back to normal. The way I look at it, I can either sit here and get sick, or I can get up and get stronger. So that's kind of what I've done. I've walked over 10 kilometers. I think I'm at like 7.3 miles now. And my goal over these 5 days is to try to walk a marathon. I'll update you on that at some point. Also, in a previous clip, you saw me pouring candy into that little bowl there. That's at the nurse's station. That's something I started doing my first round of chemo. Is they always had this candy bowl, but it was always empty. And so I have my dad go and pick up bags of candy from the store, and that's kind of my one thing I do twice a day is go and fill the candy bowl. Mostly just because it gives me something to look forward to, and it gives me kind of a purpose, and obviously they appreciate it. But that's kind of my update. I know it was more of a rambling video. I wish I could show you more. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. And thanks for watching.